What a play after play after play.
And there's the ball.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. He is taking over.
That's just filthy. There you go. The greatest conference in the country is showing out tonight, gentlemen.
He's going upstairs with it, and that's going in. Your WCAC champions.
I cannot believe it. That is the greatest football game.
Thank you so much for being with us. Gorgeous Saturday afternoon. St. John's College High School, home of the Cadets, who today play host to the Tottenville Pirates from Staten Island, New York. I'm Ken Meringolo, joined by Tim Strachan.
Man, what a great day for football. It's beautiful down here off of Oregon Avenue down in D.C. We're going to have a fun game today, but we are missing somebody.
The birthday boy, Kevin Ricca, he is coaching today. I know he's missing those burgers, the frying up, the men of St. John's. Always doing it right. And they get here super early to make sure it gets done right. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, we welcome you to WCAC High School Football in this matchup of St. John's and Tottenville. And it does feel like we got a little extra space in here today.
Space.
A lot of extra head space in the camera. The directors are very happy about that.
Happy birthday, Kev.
Shout out to Vic and Kyle and Aaron and everybody helping us out here today. Good opportunity for both of these squads again early in the high school season. Teams coming from around the country to take shots at WCAC. It'll be the Tottenville Pirates' turn this week here on Military Road. We're so pleased to be with you today on the Tottenville side of the ball. We got a couple guys to look out for.
We got a few guys. Talked to Coach the other night. He pointed out a few guys we need to take a look at. Tyshawn Bent, number 4. He's a running back. He's kind of a guy that he hopes is going to be. He's a freshman. He's going to come up the ranks, be someone who could really maybe take it to the next level. But this youngster right here is somebody that Coach Neville is very high on.
And Xavier Foley, the junior two-way player.
Xavier Foley, yes, he is. In fact, he's more of a DB/wide receiver, to be honest. Coach talked about him being their lockdown guy right there. Their guy in the back on defense kind of runs things, but he's also
that
right there.
Okay. Blake Umrani, the senior quarterback. Coach called him a lunch pail player. Tough, poised. He's going to need all of it today against this St. John's defense. And then D'Angelo Inamorado, the leader, the high motor guy. He's gonna anchor that defensive line. I think we're gonna see him with the ball in his hands at some point on running back. And by the way, I believe it's my fault that we got Tyshawn's first name wrong. So to the Bent family, you can blame that one on Ken Meringolo. On the St. John's side of the ball, got some players to watch there. Oh, you know what? Let's not forget about Coach Brian Neville. You know, he went to Tottenville. He played football at Tottenville. He was assistant coach there.
Kind of like Pat Ward, right?
Like Pat
Went
Ward.
there, played there, was a 15-year assistant coach now, 7 years as the head guy. Been there almost half his life. Same thing with Pat Ward.
The way high school sports is.
In the way, and that's also he's the high school counselor as well.
And then on the St. John's side, players to watch there, we got David Ojibwe. Now, we've been talking about this guy now for quite some time.
Yeah, David Ojibwe, senior defensive end, 6'4", 240. He's just a one-man wrecking crew. Only problem is, so are the other 3 or 4 guys that are on the line with him. This defensive line is so stout for St. John's. They really are the heartbeat of the defense for St. John's. And David is the leader of that group.
Jordan Seaton, we like having an opportunity to highlight these offensive linemen.
We don't do that often.
The junior 300-pounder, he is an absolute beast on the field. He gets his name called. Offensive linemen like him get their names called. Well, we're also going to pay attention to the quarterback team, Miles Slade.
Miles Slade, another guy. He loves to put himself in the program as an athlete. He said, please put me in it as an athlete. He's not a quarterback, and you can see it in the way that he just carries himself on the field. But Pat and those guys have put the ball in his hands offensively, and he has done an incredible job running the leadership on the offensive side of the ball. But then sometimes they'll also bring in French as a quarterback, and then move Miles into a slot or to the outside, or get him, in a sweep or
Sean Williams, the silky smooth wide receiver, he's been getting it done for multiple quarterbacks here in the St. John's program, number 14. He is as good as they come. He's certainly one of the classiest receivers in our region, and we look forward to watching him get things done. We got the captains out there. some coin toss action. St. John's coming off a win. They hosted Gonzaga Prep from Washington State last week, and it was a very good performance by the Cadets. This time, and we're going to talk a little bit about now, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Dennis Hart, the AD, on the air in the second half about how these schedules come together. How these teams like this end up down here on Military Road. The national nature of the high school football schedule at this point in time for teams, certainly teams like St. John's.
Well, St. John's wants to get high quality, opponents in here, people from around the country, but also, this is a great opportunity for other schools to come to our nation's capital.
That's right.
On a trip that we take for granted a lot. And so Tottenville has a huge mountain to climb to try and be competitive against this St. John's team, and I think Coach Neville and the players know that. But this is a weekend journey for these kids, right? Coach said, if I make kids lifetime friends and lifetime memories, I've done my job as a head coach. And this entire weekend, coming to D.C., playing this game against St. John's, but going to Arlington, going down to D.C., see the sights. The things that they've been doing for the last 3 days or last 2 days and then into tomorrow, this is such a great opportunity for this Tottenville team, the kids, the coaches, the parents, everybody.
St. John's Cadets, players making their way onto the field in the student section. It's red, white, and blue day. It was neon day. I called it the safety day. They were all wearing the safety vests. We felt very safe, obviously. We're always feeling very safe here. The Cadets are about to take the field. We will have an anthem, a prayer, and we'll get things started. I believe Tottenville will receive the first half kick, and their offense will take the first shot.
Yeah, and let's talk about this team a little bit. Coach Neville was very gracious with his time for you and me Thursday night to tell us a little bit about his program. They're in the public New York City League, the PSAL. They had one game last week against Creighton King that they did win. They're usually in the top division of their city. It's a top-heavy league, 4 teams that are usually pretty good. Tottenville is one of those ones that's in it. They were in the championship game at Yankee Stadium, lost to Erasmus, one of their rival high schools in 2019. COVID hit due to regulations and things that the private schools didn't have to deal with that the public schools did. He lost a lot of kids to the private schools. So the program has been hurt here in the last couple of years. He's trying to rebuild it. But a formidable program that's done well in their own league and their own right.
I love the Rocky analogy, Go in the distance, He's saying no one's ever gone distance against these guys, but it's that mentality that they, he's bringing his kids down here. Talking to Brian on the phone the other night, he knows exactly who is playing today. He knows exactly what position he's putting his kids in. He knows exactly the kind of experience they're going to get by going up against the St. John's Cadets, and the manner in which he said it, we'll. I think we're going to get a prayer and anthem here. I'll pick up on that, T, after we get Kurt on the PA directing us here to get this thing started.
The Washington Catholic Athletic Conference Sportsmanship Creed. Admissions to interscholastic athletic events in the WCAC entitle spectators to enjoy a competitive exhibition of skills at Christian educational setting. Spectators, please give the student athletes positive encouragement and support. Show respect for opposing players, coaches, spectators, and support groups. Please refrain from bullying, taunting, or intimidating the officials and adults. Such behavior is unfriendly and unacceptable. Please respect the integrity and judgment of the game officials. They are doing their very best to promote the student athlete and the game. Be a positive representative of your school community. Thank you very much for your support of the WCAC Sportsmanship Creed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats for our pre-game prayer. Then please remain standing for our national anthem. Let us remember that we're in the holy presence of God. Dear Lord, help me to play my very best during this game. Teach me to treat my fellow team members and coaches, officials and opponents with respect and dignity. Challenge me to always do what's best for my team and not necessarily for myself. Enlighten me to the powerful life lessons I've experienced during this competition, win or lose. I ask all of these things through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
St. John Baptist de La Salle. Live Jesus in our hearts. Please direct your attention to the right side of the St. John's sideline for the presentation of colors. The colors are being presented by the St. John's Cadet Corps Color Guard Team. Today's team is led by Cadet Officer Joe Skurla, carrying the American flag, Sarah Fenimore, carrying the St. John's flag. First rifle is Nabil Zarefa. Second rifle is Matt Walsh. The students of the St. John's Cadet Corps have proudly displayed the nation's colors at events and gatherings for over 100 years. And now to honor America, the playing of our national anthem.
Polish off the story of folks up there in New York City. Felt like I was talking to some cousins of mine, some uncles of mine. My family is from Brooklyn originally, and so I love hearing that accent.
He was straight up Staten Island cadence, accent, everything.
I loved it, and again, the notion that he brought his kids down here for more than just football, but it's very meaningful for his football program to get a chance to measure up against a team like St. John's. And on a weekly basis, we always have a great opportunity to see again what so many good folks are doing for student athletes and high school kids all over the country. We certainly see it every week here at the WCAC, and it's just a pleasure to play host to programs like Coach Neville's.
It is, and it's hats off to Coach Neville and the parents and everybody it took to get them down here to have this experience. They know they're overmatched against this St. John's team, but the one thing he said, though, at the end, when he was talking about that, is he said, well, my kids are going to punch them in the mouth. He's like, they're going to stand up. They're tough kids that are going to get everything they have the entire game long, which I'm looking forward to. Just, he was so, he was so fun to talk to. He was a guy's guy,
right.
coach's guy that just, you can tell he has passion for these kids. He wants these kids to have a positive experience. Of course he wants to win. But at the end of the day, it's this entire trip and everything that's involved in it that I love that this team has done, and that St. John's has been a gracious host to bring him in and help him, achieve that goal.
Shane Messenger, number 85, definitely a favorite of ours. It will get set to kick. The guy's got a leg for absolute miles, and odds are this one's going to find the back of the end zone. And the Pirates will get started. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. We'll get our first look at senior quarterback Blake Umrani, the lunch pail kid.
Yeah, we also get to see the strength of their team right off the bat, which Coach says is their offensive line and run game. They have 4 returning offensive linemen, 3 juniors, 2 seniors. The best of the bunch, and probably the best on the team, according to Coach, overall, to have a chance to play at the next level. Jackson Jeske, number 76, the tackle. Best player, best chance to make it to the next level, whether it be D2, D3, or something along that lines.
And, of course, we'll be talking about these St. John's Cadets all day long. Got a first look there at number 99, Trent Wilson, in the middle of that line. And
There he
right
is.
away. They you know what? I had my eyes on number 99. They did a good job there, but St. John's getting right into that backfield.
Now let's
And
venture
I'll tell you
to
what.
up and out on the assist, but that's what David Ojibwe does, right? He gets into that backfield. He's disruptive.
Monte Whedon there on the stop. Lost his helmet. He's going to come out and sit for a play. 2nd and 11 and a half, 12 yards here for the Pirates. Tyshawn Bent in the backfield with Amrani. Amrani's going to tuck and run. He's going to get most of those yards back from the first down loss.
Yeah, it'd be about 3rd and 11 here.
Little miscommunication there between the quarterback and the running back, it seemed.
Not sure if they have a whole lot of 3rd and 11 successful plays in the playbook. Let's see what Coach dials up here. Maybe it'd be, a swing pass, maybe a screen. Try and, again, use the aggressiveness of the St. John's defense against them and try to get somebody in the second level.
Amrani wants it all. He's going deep,
Oh,
and he overthrows his intended receiver.
well covered. Well covered. Who was that? That was
Looked like
Trent
Sean
Brown.
McFarland was the receiver.
Trent Brown in the midfield,
Yep.
the one that just wasn't going to allow that to happen. But love the fact that they took a shot downfield. Now here comes the really interesting part for the Tottenville Pirates. Special teams. Coach takes huge pride in special teams, and he says, get ready for some crazy stuff when it comes to our special teams.
Here it comes.
It's a fake.
And
going
that's
right up the middle.
Inamorado, and he's fighting his way. And I'll tell you
Oh
what,
my gosh, he
came.
got it.
It's going to be a measurement. It's going to
Oh.
be a measurement. The referee it looks like his foot is on the other side of that 30-yard line. But that's the first carry for D'Angelo Inamorado,
The nose guard.
the nose guard running back.
Nose guards. I love how they put
They give it to
defense
him.
first.
That's a first
They
down
do
for the
de-
Pirates.
They do defensive position first / offensive position. He's a nose guard / running back. And Coach said, I don't like to punt the ball.
He doesn't just not like to punt. I don't
think he does.
I don't think he punts. I think, unless he's sitting on his own goal line, he's that brand of high school coach who thinks, hey, listen, I'm going to put the ball in the hands of, the leader and heart and soul of my team with the highest motor, big number 1, D'Angelo Inamorado.
The numbers weren't lying on that one.
No.
He got it.
And there's our first look of the day at Nafis Muhammad, the sophomore running back for the Pirates.
Yeah, this is really one of the first kids that the coach started talking about when we asked him who we're going to be, hearing a lot of. And he says Nafis Muhammad is just, a good, hard-nosed running back that's going to give it everything he's got. And that's who his number 1 guy is right now, even though Tyshawn Bent is doing a great job as a freshman and getting a lot of reps himself.
Wilson Gonzalez, David Ojibwe, Trent Wilson, and Adrian Littleton on that line. And Littleton on the pursuit there from behind the play. And he's met by his every other cadet team tackle. It'll bring up 3rd and long. We won't see Rohan Davey today. He's not dressed today. He's out there on the sidelines with his teammates. There's a good opportunity here for some of these other players of St. John's. Next man up, Monte Whedon looks like he's directing some traffic on the inside. He's going to switch David Ojibwe and Adrian Littleton.
I'll tell you what.
Jasir Kelson is the running back in there now for the Pirates.
Number 99, Trent Wilson for St. John's. Also, just a great-looking athlete.
Once again, Amrani. He was looking for Xavier Foley. Not a bad toss. It was certainly a tough ball for the defender to catch.
They call them 50-50 balls, right?
Yep.
Try to put the ball in the best position for only your guy to get it, nobody else. That's what Amrani was able to do there.
And now here we go again. We got the punt team out there. I don't think that's what they're called, though.
If you're a Tottenville fan, it's the most exciting play in Tottenville's game.
So you got your bunch formation out to the right. This is what you got Tyshawn Bent with a couple of blockers in front of him to the right. We'll see what they draw up here. And that is a wide open fake. And the Pirates
Wow.
put a ball on the ground. It's going to be picked up.
I thought he was down.
Colin Gill, referee will. I haven't seen what they say.
I thought he was down. Oh, I'd love to see that in replay. Yeah, I think he was down.
Referees are going to chat about it. Referees are going to chat about it. T, you might be right there.
A replay there.
But that was just a free run. Reggie McClure, the junior defensive back, running free.
I think Coach didn't want to tell us that he was not going to be kicking the ball a lot today, whether it was in the kicking game. Or
No, he said it in the New Yorkest way possible. He's like, we ain't kicking.
At the end, he just said, you know what, forget it.
He's like, we ain't kicking.
We ain't kicking.
He said we ain't kicking.
Yeah, it's still Tottenville's ball. That was a great play. What a great setup. Keep those chains moving. Now the statistics are on Coach's side, right? He's crossed over the 50-yard line.
That's right.
You know, he's out of his own territory. He's done what he's supposed to do.
And working some clock and keeping that St. John's offense on the sidelines. Here comes the heat. Muhammad is going to get through. It's going to be a gain of about 5.5 yards. Pirates are on the move here.
I'm not going to lie. This Tottenville team has to be extremely proud of the way they've moved this football here on their first possession.
Out of the gate.
They're going to get 12 on the field. He's off. Small New York fan contingent over here on our right.
Hand off to Muhammad. He's over the right side. He's got some room to run. And he'll be brought down by Monte Whedon at the 30-yard line. And that's good for a first down for Tottenville. I am tempted to say Tottenham sometimes.
I keep saying it when I'm doing my notes. I'm not even a soccer fan.
I understand, yeah.
I couldn't stop saying it.
You're kind of a soccer fan.
I'm a bigger soccer fan than I used to be.
Which I do appreciate.
I'll tell you what, I'm a Tottenville fan right now, the way that this team has come out and punched Goliath in the face a little bit here on the opening drive.
Left end around run. And get about a 3/4 of a yard of a hard-fought yard. Tyshawn Bent with the carry. It'll be 2nd and 9.5. Call it 2nd and 9 here. Tottenville right back to the line of scrimmage. St. John's working in some personnel, getting them on and off the field here. They've done most of the work.
I hope it's just 4th down. I'm waiting for 4th down.
It's just a series of 4th downs. That's been the play so far on this drive.
I don't know how many trick plays he has, but
well, there's the rub. How many you get yourself into too many 4th downs, you're gonna have run them all. Right up the middle goes Tyshawn Bent. And he'll gain 2, and that'll bring up 3rd and long from about the 26-yard line, St. John's 26-yard line.
If you just take a look, if you're watching right now, look at the difference between the defensive line and offensive line, and you can see a visual difference between the sides of the two, but I don't know if it's scheme or what's happening right now or just pure execution, but Tottenville's doing a pretty darn good job of creating some creases for these running backs to get to at least the 2nd level. Yeah,
they've been crisp out of the gate here. Amrani waits for the snap. He gives it to Tyshawn, and he'll be swallowed up like Tariq Boney, the freshman, if I have the number right. It's a good opportunity this week for the Cadets. They're going to be working in a lot of players today. We do expect that. We expect to see some players and hear some names that we haven't had a chance to say before, so that'll be fun. Brayon Williams, he's not one of them. He's out there, but we've said his name. We've been noticing him, the freshman defensive back, running back. The coaching staff is seeing something.
Yeah, there's a covered player.
Ronnie wants deep.
Oh my goodness!
That's a touchdown for Tottenville on the opening drive. It looked like the coaches were trying to signal in something.
Well,
Tyshawn Bent ran free.
So they had a slot receiver on the top side that was not covered. They were trying to tell somebody on the St. John's defense, get on top of him. However, Amrani never looked that way. He looked only to the right.
He sure did.
And he delivered a ball, and it looked like Shamar McIntosh may have fallen down in coverage, which is why he was wide open.
little tip drill to himself. And here you go. I did see them practicing PATs before the game, but this is a 2-point conversion attempt. And he will not make it.
Not for the lack of trying.
That's for sure.
Hey, you got hats off to this Tottenville team for coming out, opening drive, and putting 6 on the board against a very, very good St. John's defense.
Yeah, you know, Coach Neville, he said it, you know, they're not going to play another team like St. John's this year. They might not play a team like St. John's, you know, over a span of time. So for them to be able to put that on tape, you know, and that's a big thing. You talk about recruiting, building a program. You want to be able to show that you stood up to a team like the Cadets. It's early in this game. They do have that six-point lead. But just so we're clear also, and I got a big smile on my face, we got a special teams play coming up here, everybody. And the Tottenville Pirates.
Yeah, Coach said I may only kick once on Saturday. Well, congratulations, Coach. You're going to kick twice.
You're going to kick twice today, at least twice. At the very least twice. We do not expect this to be
I'm starting
kicked.
to think maybe Coach was pulling one over us.
No, he was
on the call Thursday night.
Oh, yeah. But
I'm very impressed with the way this team has come out here in this first quarter.
Based on what he told us and based on the fact that I believe every word he's saying, this is an onside kick.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%.
And we know that, you know, obviously.
What I meant by him pulling one over us is maybe his team's a little bit better than he led on to be.
Oh, well, then that's you know, a coach is going to do that. He's going to shade it all day. Inamorado there in the inside, number 1 for the Pirates, and we'll see what they come up with here. And there's the onside attempt, and it is recovered at the 50-yard line. And so let's talk about that just for a quick second, T. The wisdom there, the logic is if you don't have a kid who's going to kick it out through the back of the end zone, you know, and get you a touchback at the 20. Worst case scenario. This is the worst case, which he doesn't. This is the worst case scenario. You know, you've given up, you know, 25, 35 yards of field position, but you know you're not risking a run back.
Yeah.
And you're giving your team a chance to stay on offense.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's looked at the statistics, right? He figures giving up 10, 15, 20 yards sometimes is not worth the home run that some people could bring back.
Dejon Riggs in motion. He now joins Miles Slade. Riggs gets the carry. He's over the left side, and he's got some room to run. Nice block there, downfield. We got a flag. Dejon Riggs is into the end zone. That'll be signaling a touchdown.
Yeah,
did you see a flag?
Yeah, there's a flag. It's going to be a hold on the
wide receiver block.
Wide receiver on the outside. Now, I think Riggs would have still scored if he had done it, but it was a clear hold. They threw it right away. This one's going to at least come back 10 yards from where that hold took place.
Spot, yeah, you can see first and short. I couldn't get a number on the block. It looked like it was a good block in real time.
Down. Yeah, it happened after he reached first down.
Yep. So call it first and about 2, 3, or first and about 3.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Well, you know, you get a little work up. Dejon Riggs work up a little sweat on first down. He's going to go out in the right slot.
He's totally uncovered now.
And there's nobody on Dejon Riggs. Miles Slade recognizes it, gets the ball to him quick, and there's Riggs off again, not to the races. Oh, and he can't stay on his feet. He's going to be close to first down yardage. It's going to be second down.
I think St. John's missed an opportunity there. They had him back up and take the ball at the line of scrimmage. If he just took it off and they threw a little pop pass to him, he'd still be running right now.
Good recognition, though. Uncovered player. Get him the ball, especially when that player's Dejon Riggs. Second and short. Slade to throw. Out to his right. Wide receiver. Catch. That is Amir Wallace-Jones. First down, St. John's.
You can see Tottenville is not, going to play press coverage against these guys. They're going to give a little bit of a cushion, only because if they do walk up to the line of scrimmage, it's very likely St. John's can go over the top. So they're trying to keep the ball in front.
First and 10. St. John's driving. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Cadets down 6-0. Riggs keeps it. And he'll pick up about 2-3 yards. Bring him 2nd and 7.
Jesse McCallum on the tackle for Tottenville.
And if they won, this St. John's offensive line, at least from the eye test, looks like they could certainly over the course of 4 quarters.
I asked them to look at the
way.
difference between the lines there from the last. Now look at the difference.
Yes.
I mean, this offensive line versus this defensive line it's amazing.
2nd down. Wallace Jones motion out to the right. Sean Williams is on the bottom of the screen. Riggs with the catch. We got a flag in the backfield. Looks like something's going on there.
Yeah, they're going to get Jordan Seaton with hold. He was holding them down, wouldn't let them get up. They're going to call hold. I'm not so sure that is a hold, but
it's going to be 2nd and long here for the Cadets. Well, we talk about the crispiness and the chippiness of the team from Staten Island. Let's not forget the St. John's players. They play with the chip on their shoulder too, and they don't like being down 6-0.
No.
You want to contain it and handle it, but I guarantee you that these guys aren't happy about the way this game has started, and I think we're going to you'll be seeing that. 3 wide receivers here. I'm sorry, 4. 3 left, 1 right for Miles Slade. Deshaun Williams in motion. Quick one to Deshaun Williams, and he is going to be brought down. He got almost all the penalty yards back. There's a nice tackle there. Let me see if I can't, number 26, I believe that was William Cone, the senior DB.
Interesting. Watch pre-snap. Watch this Tottenville defense. None of their linemen are putting their hand on the ground. They're about a yard off, trying to get maybe a running start, use their quickness, because their size certainly is not to their advantage. So look how they're trying to shoot gaps. Number 10. We got number 10. I don't know if we have a number 10 on our right. Yes, we do. Xavier
Kelson.
He's a little guy, but look how he's standing up.
Miles Slade. Incomplete to Sean Williams. And it's going to be 4th down. Let's see what Coach Ward wants to do here. 4th and 12 for the Cadets. Now they are sitting right around the 30-yard line. They're in Shane Messenger's range, but I don't know.
Field goal is not what Pat Ward is hoping to get out of this.
He's not a guy who's looking to kick field goals. We watched Messenger booming them between the uprights from 55 and 60 yards over the last couple weeks. So he certainly can get you 3. Coach Ward wants more. Miles Slade, Sean Williams, he's got some room to run, and he's got a blocker. Jordan Seaton in front of him. Sean Williams down the sidelines. That's going to be a touchdown. St. John's. Well, that's a lot of blocking ability down the side there.
Yeah, again, we keep talking about how Tottenville's at a disadvantage of size and speed-wise, right? So they're doing some things differently defensively. They're not putting their hand in the ground. They're disguising who's going to be coming with some pressure, who's not. They're dropping people off, but they are out-leveraged on the outside. They're bringing too many people inside, and then when St. John's is able to get outside, they're able to wall it off like they did just there, and Williams just walks into the end zone.
Watching Jordan Seaton moving as well, I mean, he looks Sunday ready right this very second. He's a heck of an athlete. Shane Messenger puts it into the woods. And you know what? We don't have Kevin Carey today. Kevin Carey, if you're watching and listening, we're going to get a video shot of where that ball went. It is deep, and it is not playable where Shane Messenger just put that ball. 7-6 is your score with 1:40 to go here in the first quarter.
They need a bigger net.
You're going to need a bigger net.
They need a bigger net behind the goalpost.
That net is not Messenger proof.
Yesterday, if you told me if you're sitting here at 7-6 with 1:40 left in the first quarter. I don't know if I'd have believed it.
You know, I mean, obviously, all the cliche things, we've said all of the cliche things already in the first quarter. The size, the speed, you know, the sidelines. It's a lot more of a lonely sideline on the opposite side than it is on St. John's. And yet, that's why you line them up. You know, that's why you play them on Saturday. You know, we have, by the way, we have more cliches, obviously. And, you know, you give a team a chance, and you give a coach like Brian Neville an opportunity.
No, I'm highly impressed with
awesome.
what they've been able to put together so far, game plan-wise. You don't coach for 22-some-plus years and not know what you're doing, right?
That ball will be returned. And the return will end abruptly at the 25-yard line. Let's see, who do we have returning that ball?
Xavier Foley.
Yeah, well, Christopher Carula, I believe, was on the return. And I'll tell you what, that was a very abrupt end to that run. But 1st and 10, we're going to get Amrani back out. Muhammad with him. We'll see what they got up their sleeve here for a second drive. Handoff goes nowhere. Adrian Littleton meets Muhammad in the backfield.
No, that was David Ojibwe.
That was David Ojibwe. Sorry, I got my 7 and my 1 mixed up there.
Maybe you need to clear those glasses.
Yeah, well,
get a little handkerchief. Get the smudges
Oh,
off.
there he is.
Oh, there was all of him.
That was all.
About 4 yards in the backfield.
David Ojibwe. 2nd and long. That's call coming in from the sidelines for the Pirates. Muhammad in the backfield with Amrani. Muhammad gets the carry, and there's nowhere to run. And they'll lose another 1.5 yards to bring up 3rd and long. You almost get the sense they're not comfortable until it's 4th down.
Yeah.
Adrian Littleton on the stop. One of many Cadets who are in the backfield.
I think when you're that close to the end zone, even as much as you hate it, you're going to have to punt.
I think they're going to try. I don't see a play clock on the field. We had some issues with it. So
they didn't even trot them out this week.
This is going to be the end of the quarter. After 1 quarter of play, the Staten Island Reps 6, the home team 7. We'll get things started right away here with a 3rd and long. T. We said it already. It's impressive getting off the bus against the St. John's team. Put that first drive together. Let's talk about St. John's here for a second.
Yeah.
All right, so you get slapped in the face a little bit by a team you weren't necessarily expecting to get it from. What are we looking for them to tighten up?
Well, okay, look, these are kids, right?
Yeah,
they're kids. They know that on paper they're supposed to be bigger, badder, stronger, faster than the other team, right? And maybe they didn't come out here with the right focus or the right mindset. Maybe you get punched in the mouth a little bit, you got to bounce back, right? St. John's hasn't had a lot of that, right? They don't get smacked in the mouth a whole lot until they start getting in the league play or they're playing the big boys from around the country. And I think this is a good test for St. John's, probably a better one than they thought they were going to get today. And you really got to take your hats off to the Tottenville team for coming out here and doing what they did in the first quarter.
Looking at we got Jackson Jeske, number 76, the senior offensive lineman, leading his team back out on the field here to play. We talked to Coach Neville about him. He is he called him a no-star lineman. He said he really licks his chops at the opportunity to play against 3 and 4 plus star players. He said he's a no-star, but he's got a high motor. He's definitely going to be playing football at the next level. It's the Ivies, the high academics.
Correct.
So number 76, we'll be keeping an eye on him. 3rd and long, Amrani. 4 wide receivers. Muhammad's going to come back into the backfield. They're going to bunch it up a little bit, give a little bit of help here. St. John's looks like they're about to bring 5 at least. Nope, it's going to be 4. Muhammad around the left side. And he squirts through. And he's able to get And we got a flag, and I think that flag's going to go. I was kind of watching it. I think that flag's going to go against.
Only because he might have said something
guy,
he probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, well, I just said his name. You know, Jackson Jeske. He was a little fired up there.
Yeah, because he's fired up. I mean, that's what Coach said. He said, this is the one kid on my team who is licking his chops to go up against the best of the best. And you saw it right there in his leadership and his enthusiasm for this. But he may have let a word go that the referee thought was
just a little,
not nice.
Well, we're just a little bit too much after the play here. We'll get the call
he
here
did get
from
his
the ref.
helmet knocked off, which he was, I think, fired up about.
So it's going to be a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct that will go against number 76. That will back them up and make it 4th down, and it's going to be 4th and forever for this Pirates team.
Third.
Oh, it's so that
Stay third.
they didn't lose the down. No, the referee gave us a 4th down sign. I think it's 4th down.
They are going to. Now they're moving it back.
Now I am literally on the edge of my seat, wondering.
This is
what
going
this
to be
way.
interesting.
This has got to be a punt. Now we got Brayon Williams, number 15, back for the Cadets. He's standing at the Tottenville 40. I think this is going to be one of those situations where this is kind of like where you punt. If you don't ever punt,
that's what I just said, and you said no.
But then he said he doesn't do it. I don't know. And it's a pass out. It's going to end poorly for the Pirates. So it'll be 1st and goal for the St. John's Cadets, the 5-yard line.
Yeah, the metrics on that one usually are not in your favor. And now, faced with a 1st and goal from the 5.
That's a tough.
I think it's safe to say this is their best starting field position of the day.
This is St. John's best starting field position of the day. That is correct. Blunt in the backfield with Miles.
Maybe Slade keeps this one. We'll see.
No, it's going to go to Blunt, and he is in. I thought he was in for a touchdown. They're going to call him down inside the 1. It'll be 2nd and inches, 2nd and goal from the, looks like just inside the 1-yard line. Good carry. Dejon Riggs in the backfield now for the Cadets. Amir Wallace-Jones, Sean Williams to the left. Ruskovich and Asa Gregg on the right side. Miles Slade, look at the pass. Outside, he's got Riggs. Touchdown, St. John's Cadets as they convert and take advantage of that short field position.
They look a little bit like Carson Wentz to Curtis Samuel. A little bit right there coming out of the back.
Sure did. Sure did. Shane Messenger on for the PAT.
We apologize for Skins fans right here. Washington Football Commanders.
That's right.
Tottenville fans just got twice as mad at us.
Oh, and Brad Ripito missing.
You have better hands than that, Brad. Come on.
He was positioned perfectly on the rascal, and he couldn't bring it in.
About that.
He is going to hear about that. That was close. He had a chance. He gave a chance, and he
Gator armed it. He short armed it.
We're going to have to work on that this week, Brad. 14-6. We got an 8-point lead with 10.5 minutes to go here in the first half, and St. John's will kick it away to the Pirates on what has turned out to be an absolutely amazing Saturday afternoon on Military Road.
Beautiful day in the nation's capital. What a great opportunity for this team to come down here on this weekend. It's not, we don't have our humidity that we had as early as just like a week or two ago. The leaves haven't turned yet, though.
No.
The leaves on the backdrop of Rock Creek Park have not turned yet, but they're getting there. They're close.
Kevin teary-eyed. He's not even here. A little poison in the background. Kurt is dialing up the hits today. I love it.
Poison. That was our high school days.
That was Might have been before high school days. Might have been an 8th grade dance.
Maybe.
Messenger with the kick. That will be fielded. Not cleanly. But Xavier Foley able to corral the ball up and turn a negative into not quite so much of a negative. They'll take over it right around the 15-yard line. The ball was bobbled right at the goal line.
Yeah, the junior, another one on the team, may have a chance to play a little bit of ball somewhere when he moves on from here. From Tottenville, that is.
First and 10. Amrani. Hand off to Bent, and he's met in the backfield by David Ojibwe again.
Strong hands.
A little assist there from Aki Edwards.
As soon as he gets a fistful of jersey, I don't think you're pulling out of it.
No, and we're seeing a little bit of a trend here with regard to moving backwards here on offense, as the St. John's defensive line has really asserted itself after that opening drive.
Yeah, you see St. John's makes adjustments, right? That first series, Tottenville was doing something schematically that was, creating at least small creases for some running backs to run through. Now those creases are no longer there right now.
Going to be a keeper. Amrani out wide. He's got a man. Christopher Casuccio, the receiver for the Pirates. And that'll bring up a manageable 3rd down. Nice little catch and run there for the junior wide receiver. Young team, as we said before, a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors.
You just hate to hear a coach say, COVID and all the county, state, city, ordinances that made it difficult for a lot of his kids to come back and hurt his program.
Hand off to Tyshawn Bent. And that'll bring up 4th and short. Probably the best 4th down yardage they've had so far today. And you get a sense that Coach Mike Ward kind of understands what he's going to be doing.
Here comes Nasif Muhammad, number 21. This is another player that Coach really says he has a lot of faith in as a runner.
Not converted.
This is first opportunity. He was met right in the hole.
Well, the good thing for Coach Neville, on 4th and short, you're able to call a play that's probably a little bit more comfortable for your offense. But the bad news there is that the St. John's defensive line is as good on 4th down as they are on every other down. So here we go. It's going to be 1st down just outside the 20 for this Cadets offense.
French enters the game.
Isaiah French, our first look at him. Going to be a pitch out. And that's Miles Slade. He's got some room to run. And he'll be met by 2 Pirates defenders.
I couldn't see him when at pre-snap, but I knew he was probably on the field.
Sylvester Tarr in on the stop for the Pirates.
Yeah, they got a lot of names on the all-time name team. Tottenville does. They got a bunch of good ones. Speaking of good ones, though, how about Miles Slade? Go from quarterback to wide receiver, used as a running back on the first opportunity.
They got a lot of room to throw underneath. French gets it into Sean Williams, who stays on his feet. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cadets offense. With that Pirate defense, it's kind of stacked up the way they are. There's almost like a 4 or 5 deep line.
Yeah,
wonder if they'll start popping the quick hitters.
You rightly pointed out that there was a second level, window in there and underneath, but they're also dropping kids off. They're disguising it. They don't have to put hands down, right? Some of them are now, but some may back off. You could get yourself in a conundrum if you don't know where those guys are.
Sean Williams, he will be a gain of 0, but again, 5 across on the goal line for the Pirates defense, and there was the adjustment for the Cadets. You know, if they're going to let you throw it to Sean Williams right away, you know, you're going to do that. And on that play, wasn't able to get any closer to the end zone. It'll be 2nd down and goal from about the 7-yard line here. Dejon Riggs in. And I'll tell you what, Asa Gregg has got the wide side of the field. Dejon Riggs with the carry. He's in the end zone, untouched. Touchdown, St. John's Cadets. And with that offensive line, and you're running on the, again, big number 77, he kind of collapsed everything there.
It's a lot of inertia.
Yep. Dejon Riggs able to unscathed walk his way into the end zone. Messenger, PAT is good. 21-6 is your score. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first half, as Cadets have righted the ship after an early touchdown drive by the Pirates.
But it's just funny how Tottenham has come out here and I mean, I did it. Tottenville come out here. They're doing some different things, right? Coach Neville has got them, you know, because they can't just line up, you know, toe to toe every play and go, you know, against their bigs. They're changing things up. They're schematically making things difficult. They're trying to jump into passing lanes. They're showing a little bit of a blitz, and then they got a, you know, like a zone blitz where one of the guys up front will drop back, right? And they're trying to catch them off guard. I mean, it's a strategy game. And right now, I think Coach Neville and his coaching staff have done enough to really disrupt what St. John's normally does on a daily basis against teams, and they haven't been able to do that yet. And they're starting to get their footing under them now, but it took a while. But St. John's just keeps rolling out new players, right?
That's going to be a thing here, especially in the
a lot of Pirates
second half.
Going 2 ways. Inter Morado, he's in there on every single play.
He's in there on every single play.
Every play. Offense, defense, special teams.
And they need him. He's got the fire and,
kid, man. He looks good.
The size, yeah.
He's up to the task. Coach said he would be. Hey, you gonna wear one and be a nose guard?
I love it.
It's not somebody I want to mess with.
Messenger's kick will be fielded uncleanly again, but over the 20-yard line, and he gets met there. Like at first, Trent Brown was the first one to get a lick on Tyshawn Bent. First and 10, the 23-yard line. Pirates go to work on offense. Muhammad Amrani in the backfield. Muhammad over the right side, and he was able to get around the line back into the middle of the field. And he picked up first down yardage.
And that's the Muhammad coach was talking about the other night, a kid that can be very dangerous sometimes in between tackles.
Here we go, get another look at this play.
Nice little seal off there. He finds his crease, gets another next level, makes somebody miss. Move the chains.
Pirates working some clock here. Muhammad with another try up the middle, this time not so productive as he challenges the interior of that Cadets defensive line, and it'll be no gain, 2nd and 10.
Number 1 for the red team is equally, if not extremely good. And he just ran into a wall with that number 1 on.
Coming up on 5.5 minutes here to go in the first half. 3 wide for Imrani Muhammad in the backfield with him. Imrani the throw. Again, he puts it in the air deep. Overthrows everybody. Xavier Foley and Sean McFarland, the closest receivers.
Ronnie's going to want that back pre-snap read. He wants to go outside. Fully, I thought, on the outside was the one with the better step on his defender. But Ronnie throws in the middle where there was a middle defender and too many red shirts.
Colin Gill licking his chops for a chance to bring that down. 3rd and 10 here for the Pirates. You get a sense that they want some yardage here to set up a more manageable 4th down. Ronnie's on the run, and I believe that was Wilson, Trent Wilson, who brought him down. And that's a loss of about 5.
That is a scary sight for Ronnie to step up, thinking maybe I should run it. Maybe I should run it. There's 99. Oh, my goodness. He rightfully so gets turned around and protects himself.
Special teams unit on Inamorado.
All right, get your popcorn out.
Now we got, Imrani is in punt formation. He is deep enough to punt this. We'll see if that's what they're going to go with. Fourth and long.
I think Coach wants to get it off his side of the field for once.
It's an exciting. It doesn't get much more exciting than 4th down with the Pirates on the field. And it is a punt.
This is why.
It's fielded. Who is that? Is that Colin Gill?
It would be, yes. Or no. It was, yes, Colin Gill.
So the punt was a little bit, the punt got muffed a little bit, obviously off the side of his foot, and picked up cleanly there by Gill.
I think we know why they don't punt a whole lot. It's not fair.
Also,
he's not a punter. He's a quarterback doing the best he could.
And they've been converting 4th downs.
But I do think Coach's decision was we need to get this off of our side of the field. We need to flip the field a little bit, give our defense a little bit of a shot. You just aren't able to get enough leg into it, unfortunately.
Slade back in under center, or in shotgun here for the Cadets. Blunt, he gets to the 2nd, and then the 3rd level. Who was that? The offensive lineman looked like Ian Miller, the senior OL, getting out ahead of everything. First and 10, 23-yard line for the Cadets. Fake pitch. Oh, Slade can't connect. Asa Gregg, the intended receiver there. Nice pressure put on by Reggie McClure. Ruskovich checks in. Blunt checks out. 2nd and 10 here for the Cadets. Trips right. Someone singled up top. Miles Slade up the middle.
There it is.
And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. All Slade all day.
We haven't seen much of Slade doing that, but that's what he's capable of doing. I called for it earlier when they were closer to the end zone, but it doesn't matter.
Great job by the offensive line. Look at that. They get to the next level. 3 offensive linemen at the 3rd level there. Yeah, about that was 23-yard run.
20 plus run scamper for Miles Slade.
Messenger on for the PAT. Ripito to receive. We will keep you posted.
Just so impressed with Miles Slade's physicality, right? Yes, he's playing quarterback. He's an athlete before he's a quarterback. Bro, we got to really get on Brad.
Okay, so it's a game within the game. Brad kind of set himself up to be on the move for that, and he actually almost came up with another catch.
And I must say, being a wheelchair user myself, I'm very disappointed in my brethren right now, because I would have definitely caught at least one of the two.
I think so, too.
Maybe both. I don't know. Maybe Brad and I should do like a contest where we should just shoot him out of that, the pitching machine.
Got to give the people what they want.
Yeah, we'll do a halftime bit.
28-6 on the strength of Miles Slade, 23-yard run right up the middle.
But what a physical specimen this young man is, right?
Yep.
Comes in, they don't have a true quarterback. He's the best all-around athlete on the offensive side of the ball. They said, you're our quarterback, you can do it. And he does a great job. And then when he's not a quarterback, he's a wide receiver, or either they're throwing him in motion, handing the ball off to him. He's a jack of all trades on the offensive side of the ball, and right there showed all that strength, all that physicality that he has and brings to the table. It's gonna be fun to watch in the WCAC when the regular season WCAC action starts. Defensive heavy league this year, in my opinion.
Messenger. This ball will be fielded again, and he caught cleanly.
Bent.
Tyshawn Bent, he picks his way to the 24-yard line.
Tyshawn Bent, freshman. A freshman has factored in a lot with this team today. And again, when the coach says down the line, he's going to get some looks. He's already been taken to a few camps to have some coaches take a look at him. He ran a 4.6 140 in the 8th grade.
Justin Mcguire, the freshman quarterback. We'll get a first look at him.
That's the other freshman he talked about. One other freshman that he talked about, too, we'll get to soon.
Tyshawn Bent with the carry. Short gain.
Just Mcguire, although a freshman, has kind of that quarterback look, right? He looks like he's
a bigger body.
Played a little bit. He played a little bit of football already before his freshman year. Coach said, and I quote, "We're going to throw him into the fire." End quote.
And
he wants to see what the freshman can do.
All right, we got a timeout on the field. Looks like St. John's has called this timeout. St. John's up 28-6. 2:47 left here in the first half. Let's see what Coach Mike Ward wants to draw up. New quarterback, new look. Maybe Coach Ward's got a little bit of a book on the freshman quarterback from Staten Island. You never know. Mike
I'm assuming what Coach Neville's really, excited about, other than, the kid looks like he's going to have a little bit more size, grow into his body a little bit. Looks like he's got that kind of, athletic look, but he's probably got a decent arm. And when it's 28-6, you got to throw the ball down the field a little bit now. Maybe he's going to give the freshman the opportunity to show off that arm. And it gives the young kid, some great reps against a very good football team. And maybe even if he isn't completing everything, or he's able to generate a touchdown drive, this is going to make this young man so much better. And we talked to Coach about that. And iron sharpening iron, right? Coach Neville knows that this is going to make this Pirate team so much better and more prepared for their league play as well.
What I liked seeing there when we were watching was Amrani coaching Mcguire there. So you got the senior quarterback walking the freshman quarterback through footwork and drops. That was pretty cool. Number 17 cheering on number 15. Carry over the right side. It's going to be no gainer. Tyshawn Bent's brought down. Running right at Adrian Littleton.
Did you have his name typed S-H-A-W-N?
I did.
On the screen?
Yeah.
That was not your problem. That was Max Preps.
Oh, that was Max Preps who led us astray?
Somebody like that. That's what it was. That was what it was on the internet. So
All right. Well,
Tysean.
I gotta have a buck stops here. Type
Either way,
situation.
no
It's
one
on
cares
me.
about us. We care about Tyshawn. He's playing
That's
a heck of a football game.
He sure is. He sure is. Two minutes and ticking as the Pirates are looking to let this clock run down. They're holding the time on the field. We'll get a timeout now by the Pirates, and that's something that happens here. We get the referee holding the times. You saw Coach Devil coming out telling him, "Hey, listen, we're going to want to call a timeout when we get down to it." Really, and it's kind of like you put a freshman in a game like this. You can't take those timeouts with you. Take the opportunity to coach them up in between plays. I got no problem with that. I like it.
Well, he also wants to give the young kid, the best possible play they can, right?
Yep.
So, at 3rd and 9, let's see what kind of arm this kid has, right? Let's put him out there, as he said, quote, "I'm going to throw him into the fire," unquote. Well, one way to do that, have him chuck it downfield, Coach.
And again,
Let's see what he's got.
I love the work
from
between
the body
senior and the
language I
freshman.
just saw. I'm guessing
Pass. Well, it's good play action.
A 9 pattern on the outside, a fade or a go on the right side.
Play action. He's going to play action left, throw right. That's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing.
If I read,
coach him up.
yes, if I read Amrani's body language correctly,
right.
It was get rid of it fast because there's big bad guys coming after you. And put a little air under it on the right side too. Who's that on the outside for them?
It might be Foley on the far right. There's
nice.
The pass is to Foley, and he's breaks a tackle, stays on his feet.
Nice little pitch and catch from the youngster there. Move the chains.
1st and 10 for the Pirates.
Little jailbreak screen almost. He Foley takes a step forward, then comes inside, gets that little slant pattern, but he's got some guys that came out to block and seal it off, and it was a great executed play.
And some yards after contact there. Muhammad will make his way to the short side of the field, maybe a gain of 1. We'll call it 2nd and 9 here for the Pirates as we're coming up on a minute to play. So you get the sense they definitely want to be the ones who have the ball last in this half. They don't want that offense for St. John's back on the field. And they're going to have to get another.
For an offense that has gone backwards,
yes,
more than they've gone forwards, almost, they've done a great job of time of possession.
Agreed. Muhammad, it's a little bit of an awkward exchange, and that'll be a loss, and it'll bring up 3rd and long. And timeout on the field, and this timeout is going to be St. John's, and now St. John's is smelling an opportunity to get their offense back on the field. And the first half just got a little bit longer.
I think Pat's playing right into Tottenville's hands by taking a timeout.
No, well,
yeah.
Well, I know Coach Ward.
He dial up another high percentage play for the youngster.
Well, they're going to run 2 more plays. It's always 2-down territory for them on 3rd down. So,
and where they are for sure. And with only 46 seconds left. The good thing about knowing you're going to go for on the next 2 is on the 3rd down, you don't have to necessarily throw it at or beyond the sticks, which the defense is going to be aware of where that stick is, where you need to go. Maybe you throw it underneath, like we've seen them do time and again in a tough situation to pick up the 1st down. Yards after catch, or maybe a draw.
It's like Alex Preventure, the linebacker, is getting up and getting some DL time today. St. John's is showing pressure. And here they come.
Coming.
And the ball's in the air, and it's everything he wants. What an adjustment
Whoa.
by Xavier Foley. And the Pirates with a feel-good play here at the end of the first half.
Wow, what a great play. And it was just, again, it was a 9 route on the outside, on the right side. And Mcguire, the young quarterback, puts it up there, and it's almost a back shoulder play. Foley making the adjustment, making a great play on the ball, coming up with a huge touchdown.
It's
for the Tottenville
super
Pirates.
Difficult for a DB there. The ball, because in high school you can face guard.
Yep.
He was playing it the way he was supposed to be playing it. The receiver had the benefit of being able to look back and find that ball, and really the junior wide receiver out of Staten Island did a great job, and we're going to get a PAT. Well, it looks like we're going to get a PAT attempt here. Kick is up.
You got it.
And it's good. 28-13 is your score with 35 seconds to go. As Richard Viglione, by the way, I love as a Meringolo, I love reading these Italian names.
You got a lot of names that end in A's and O's on this squad.
This is a treat for me.
You feel very comfortable, huh?
I feel very comfortable.
Like you're at home.
I
You
do.
say
I
you
feel
got
like
some Staten Island.
I have to call my cousin Frankie, my uncle Dom, Sal. Let them know. Let them know about it. I got a chance to say some names. Hopefully I say them right.
That is a play-by-play man's nightmare. Molinaro, Pasqualoni.
That's so great.
Santiago.
Zeffirino.
Saraceno.
Welcome to DC, all.
Figlione.
It's the best.
Wozniewski. Zeffirino. I mean, it just keeps going.
It's the best.
That's only half of it. That's only half of it. I didn't even do the other half.
Well, I've had to listen to people get my name wrong my whole life, so I try to pay it forward here a little bit. (28-13). It's a good-looking score for first half, and we'll see what we got going on here now. Again, a bonus kick. Coach Devil's going to get 3 of these today at the bare minimum. Let's see what he does with this one. St. John's is playing up, and they certainly are expecting an onside kick attempt. And this is, now we got a flag. It's probably going to be offsides on the kicking team. And T, do they re-kick it?
They do.
Okay. Can St. John's choose not to have them re-kick it?
Problem is, he blew the whistle before he kicked. So it's a dead ball.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
You got to re-kick. Well, you hate to see, again, you move backwards on offense. You don't want to move backwards on special teams. It's tough, especially when the field position you might be ceding.
I think Pat Ward declined it. Is he not kicking from the same spot?
No. They backed it up 5.
They did.
Yeah. And they got what they wanted. A little dribbler right at the legs.
That's bounced off the receiver. Who's that, Asa Greg? Or is that 6? Can't tell.
Yeah, it looked like Trent Brown. I think it was Trent Brown, yeah. And he was able to corral it. But that's...
trying to look like a shortstop there, and it just kind of came off his forearm. That's where, the Pirates want to get down there and try to get on it quick.
They were there.
They almost did.
They almost did. And, again...
Law of averages. They're going to get one every once in a while.
That's what they do. They got 45 yards to go. They got 32 seconds to get it done. St. John's offense on the field.
See if St. John's tries to, utilize their 2-minute offense here, try to work the sidelines, get it close enough.
Well, you see here how much room there is between the wide receivers, and the back layer, that 5 across. I mean, I'd be wanting to put the ball in Sean Williams' hands right at the line of scrimmage, but they're going deep. Oh, tip drill, and the Pirates were unable to corral it.
I don't know why Miles threw this ball or felt like he had to throw the ball on the run. Still, it was a great ball. See, if he had set up and just delivered it, maybe he'd been a little bit more accurate.
Sylvester Tarr
maybe
with a chance.
Maybe Miles felt some of that action behind his back, and that's why he felt like he had to step out. But heck of an effort all around, both sides of the ball on that one.
Three wide on the right. Running back on the left with Asa Greg. 5 wide. Old run and shoot here. And we got to run. Miles Slade. He's around the left side. He's got the sidelines. And he puts a stiff arm there at the end on Xavier Foley.
Gets out with 17 seconds.
That was a huge chunk of real estate.
Now, if you're St. John's, you theoretically have maybe 3 plays from this spot before the time runs out.
Well, we might disagree there, T. Well, they only need 1, obviously,
right?
With the Cadets
but,
operate.
With the average play being 6 seconds, I think they can get at least 3 snaps off if they have to.
Dejan Riggs in the backfield.
Keeping it out of bounds, that is, or off the ground and stopping the clock.
Yep. And they got a timeout in their pocket. Ruskovich up top. Miles Slade looking at the end zone. That's going to be picked off on the goal line. That's Xavier Foley with the hands. And he'll be dropped at the 5. That is a tough throw into traffic for Miles Slade.
Well, a heck of a catch
and
by
it's
Foley.
An amazing jump, like you said, jumping into the passing lanes is what these guys have been doing all day long.
Heck of a catch by him, but Miles Slade once again felt the pressure on the backside there. He throws off bounds, and it's just into some traffic. He did that on the last play, too. Man, this Tottenville team just, right when you think, they're out of it, they start making plays. It's like a gnat. It won't go away, right?
Well, and
he said, we're going to show up to play, and they have.
And that's a big turnover on downs, or it's a big turnover because St. John's gets the ball first in the second half. So it would have been an opportunity to get the ball in the end zone at the end of the first half and right away in the second half. But that's going to do it. After 1 half of action, St. John's Cadets 28, Tottenville Pirates 13. Come back and join us for the second half. See you then. All right, welcome back. Second half of action. Military Road, home of the St. John's Cadets. We are honored, very pleased to be joined by Athletic Director Dennis Hart, going with a non-sunglasses look.
Yeah, thank you.
I like
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Appreciate
it is an
you
honor.
being
I agree with you. That's
it is a great honor for us. First and foremost, obviously, at First Amendment Sports, we are beyond appreciative for everything you and Jeff and the whole administration here are doing for our kids, obviously, but also this is a great opportunity that you guys on a weekly basis have to go up against these teams from out of state, all around the country. Tottenville coming down. I know Pat Ward and Brian Neville hooked up at some point in the offseason to put this thing together, but it's just so great to see these different styles clash.
absolutely, yeah, and we love hosting. Game day atmosphere here is awesome. Our students do a great job of supporting the team, and yeah, we love having teams from out of the area come down here. And Pat's got a lot of great relationships, so he's easy to kind of hook up.
Brian Neville, that was one of the first things he said, and he said, hey, listen, he made it clear, hey, I know what I'm getting myself into. I know what position our kids are going to be in against this St. John's team, but he goes, I haven't met a single person who hasn't said a good thing about Pat Ward. You want to have an opportunity to put your boys up against Pat's.
Yeah, that's a compliment, obviously, to our head coach, and it's true. I mean, teams want to come here and they want to play us, not just because of the talent, because they know they're going to get good hospitality, and we're going to take the game for real.
Talk about how difficult it is putting together, a schedule for a team like St. John's that is, nationally recognized and may not always have teams jumping out of the woodwork to come play them.
It definitely runs up the minutes on our cell phones between Pat and I. We do spend a lot of time talking about, how we're going to get teams to play us, put the schedule together. Obviously, the WCAC schedule is a great set of competition, but yeah, we got to find some good non-league games leading into that to get us ready for it. And sometimes it is difficult. But teams visiting us, Washington D.C. being a draw, and that's always a good help. But yeah, we spend a lot of time on that, and Pat calls on his relationships a lot, and so do I. With my Philadelphia Catholic League and PA guys, so it's good.
Oh, I knew you got the Philly angle covered. I was right before we went live. I was telling you how it's been kind of a treat for me with a family from New York, getting to read all these Italian names from Staten Island.
Yeah,
I love it. Dennis, talk a little bit about what you and I touched on before the game. St. John's. It's not to say they didn't have adversity, but they didn't didn't experience a loss. Some just guys who are in their second year who had never experienced a loss. St. John's does go up or go down to Florida and play that really, really strong. Probably the best team I think in Florida, Chaminade. I think they're proving that out as we speak. They beat American Heritage again yesterday. We'll see what happens between them and Miami, but a good game between St. John's and Chaminade results in a loss, and the opportunity that Pat talks about that gave him in his program.
I mean, that is a team that might not lose a game this year.
That's right.
That is a very talented, very well-coached team. But again, that's the kind of competition we need to get ready to try and run the table and win our league. And I'm really proud of the guys. They did not give up. I mean, obviously, we got punched in the face a little bit to start that game, and we punched back. We're in the game. We got the ball with, under a minute to play, and
the chance to tie.
But a wake-up call, right? Wake up. They
Absolutely.
Don't start early. I mean, don't start slow. You got to be ready to go from the get-go. That kind of stuff.
Absolutely, and it's not easy to travel. Playing under the lights in a hostile territory like that against a really great team, and I give that team a lot of credit. They were ready, and we were not. But again, we didn't go away, and this team is not going to go away ever. So I think they proved that in week one.
We got 12 minutes on the clock, and we're happy to have you on board for what has been one amazing ride on special teams with this Tottenville Pirates program. It's fourth down and kickoffs. Something weird's about to happen, and here we go again with what will likely be an onside kick attempt. Little poocher. And that'll be fielded. Amir Wallace-Jones.
All right.
And he's going to put his shoulder down and set up the St. John's offense at the 45-yard line for 1st and 10. Dennis, you guys have some amazing upperclassmen, seniors, not the least of which is number 9, Miles Slade, and what he's done for Pat Ward's program.
What a great kid, too. I mean, he's a leader in the school. Cadet Corps, he's just a first-class young man, and, yeah, I'm really proud of him getting his shot this year.
Dejan in the backfield. Sean Williams on the short side of the field. 3 wide to Miles Wright. It's going to be a quick pass out. Asa Gregg will pick up about 1.5 yards. Ball's thrown a little bit low.
I like this view from up here. I've never watched it.
It is nice.
It's the only reason. I mean, that's secretly that's the secret to why we're
You're
here.
working down there on the sideline.
It's kind of nice.
You got a lot of responsibilities.
We used to set up cameras and pretend like we were doing it for years, and they were like, "Why don't you guys just actually film?" 50-yard line view. Asa Gregg will be on the short side of the field. Amir Wallace-Jones, Sean Williams, and Ruskovich to the left. 2nd and long for the Cadets. Riggs with the carries over the left side. He's got room to run. Ruskovich with a nice block. Riggs stays on his feet. He stays alive, and he's going to go off. He's going to the house. Dejan Riggs refused to go down. Yards after contact. Many, Tim Strachan.
Probably not the first time a kid hasn't done exactly what you were asking him to do, but I'm going to side with the kid on this one. You said he should go out. He decided to spin it inside.
Back inside. That's why he's playing.
Yeah,
and I'm up here.
And is right next to you as well.
Dejan Riggs.
What a great individual effort by Riggs.
And that's how you come out from halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Give one of your best players a chance. Put a statement on Shane Messenger for the PAT. We love St. John's. Ever since we started covering the WCAC, there's a lot of good kickers. St. John's has had an absolute run of legs, and one of them's not even gone. Is Dunkel is going to turn his attention to the cross field. But Shane Messenger, man, I tell you what, he's got everything you want. But he could go anywhere he wants with that leg.
He's so consistent too. I mean, and again, you're going to hear me say this a lot, but what a great young man too.
Yeah.
Somebody that our community roots for a lot and rallies around, and it's just, he puts a smile on your face. He's always happy. But yeah, very consistent. Just does his job.
Kurt up in the PA booth, Dennis, dialing up the hits in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
I know. I love when
the kids
he plays. I was just gonna say, I love when he plays stuff like this, and the kids look around like.
Oh, I just saw what had to have been freshman or sophomore. A group of them singing this song, the Aha Take On Me. Of course, if you're a Nats fan, you've been to the park quite a few times, and we all sing it together.
Do you get the kids' music today? Because I don't.
Yeah, no, not really.
I mean, I was into hip-hop, rap, and all that in the 90s and I can't understand it today.
Yeah, I kind of bail out on the lyrics.
It all sounds
as long
the same.
as the beat
so
catches
old.
me good, it's, yeah.
Oh, Kevin.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kevin was waiting for a sweater vest, get off my lawn sighting. Messenger with the kick. It will be fielded. And it needed touch. Tyson bent.
Looked like he went down.
It did to me, too. They've had a hard time fielding Messenger's kicks. I think only fielding one cleanly.
Yeah, they dropped a couple down there.
Yeah. Dennis, talk about, yes, winning is important when you're an AD. You want all your teams to win, but talk about some of the stuff you do for these kids outside of the playing field, because it's about, it's about helping kids grow and mature, and what are the things that you do outside of the football field, not just for the football team, but for the basketball team, the girls teams, all of the athletes?
I mean, we want to win, and people tease me sometimes because I don't talk a lot about winning. I talk a lot about the formative opportunities that we provide for these young men and young women, and we try and give them every resource to be great as well. We have sports psychologists that help our teams. We have a tremendous amount of people that help us with sport performance, speed and agility, tutors if they need it, nutrition. Yes, we have nutrition classes. So our goal is to leave no stone unturned in their pursuit of being great. And yes, winning is a byproduct of all that. But we talk about mission, and we talk about putting our kids in the right kind of position to succeed. And again, like I said, to have those kind of formational opportunities.
The nutritionist at McNamara, when I attended, was a vending machine in the cafeteria with a daily honey bun regimen, and I think it worked. I think
mine
came
was
out
French
okay.
fries with mayonnaise dipped in ketchup simultaneously. That was my nutrition.
I ate a lot of soft pretzels to try and beef up when I was in high school. There was no nutritionist.
It's 2nd and long as the Pirates are working backwards after an early penalty in the shadow of the goalposts here. Imrani gets the snap. There's the handoff off the left side, and there's nothing there. Let's see who got that carry. Was it Muhammad? Yep.
To your earlier question, I will say we also have a tremendous coaching staff across the board in every one of our sports. All our head coaches and their assistants. You know, it's a thankless position sometimes. It's a 12-month job for a coaching stipend. You know, this is not their full-time job, but they dedicate a lot of time and energy to our athletes, and it's a beautiful thing.
Dennis, the pandemic, you know, for the most part, obviously behind us. What changed everything and made your job just unbelievably difficult over the last 2 years. Coming out of that, how does it feel now? We come across so many people in the WCAC now, especially that came into the league as either teachers or coaches or admin folks during the pandemic, which was, beyond hard for parents and teachers. Now that we're back to the sense of normalcy, you know, how does that feel? How did the last 2 years kind of make you ready for this?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I was just talking with our president, Jeff Mancabelli, this morning about just all the good energy that's existing in the first few weeks of the school year, to be back in a normal year, to start on time, to not be, not wearing masks, all of it. This feels great. The first time I got to see a St. John's team play was in March of my first year, so that is certainly not normal, and this year we're kind of off to a great start.
All right, it's 4th down, everybody.
And it's 4th and way long.
Yeah, what's going to happen here?
I have no idea. I've been an analyst for. There you go.
I think number 2 is offside.
It's picked off.
Interception. St. John's.
No.
That was what, Colin Gill?
Are you the one that's going to tell Gill to let it drop?
Yeah.
or because I'm not.
No. We want him to go get that ball. As a matter of fact, our coaches were in his ear a little bit earlier in the game when he kind of let one get over his head that probably shouldn't have got over his head. So I'm sure that was ringing in
but
his
if
ears.
you let it drop, they'd be on the 2.
Right.
But
yeah, I want him to go get every ball.
Be 1st and 10 just outside the 20-yard line, and hey, I'm kind of impressed at how deep the fourth down playbook is, because that was yet another look where they had that nonchalant snap. The linemen, everyone kind of stood around looking at each other like the old playground play.
We will definitely be watching some of those plays, not just to see how we defended it, but
Dejan Riggs.
Yeah, we might want to steal. We might want to steal some of that stuff.
We got a flag down, and we'll see what that is, who it's against. But Riggs just cannot be brought down in the second half, guys. And you might get another chance at this on offense. We'll see which way it went. It looked like there was a Pirates player on the ground at the end of the play, and that is going to go against St. John's. Yep. There's a reason why he was so free down that sidelines.
That's okay. We'll give him another ball here. Definitely want to feed number 3. We don't have Jamar Curtis, obviously, from last year, but we definitely want to feed Riggs.
And of course, we got 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, but this is going to start when you start seeing the continuously coming at you with fresh bodies that St. John's can do against a short roster, as Slade is outright French in a quarterback here.
Let's get Slade a touchdown catch.
And that's what they're going. Incomplete pass.
What would you think Slade plays at the next level?
That is a great question. I know I lean on our coaches to kind of tell me their opinions. Obviously, he's a tremendous athlete. I think getting the opportunity to play quarterback will be good for him right now and get a lot of film. But I hear from a lot of college coaches that, maybe not a lot, but I hear from college coaches that they think he's a receiver.
Okay.
certainly got the body for it and the athleticism
body,
for it. But I really don't know. I mean, he's
He
our
looks like a
quarterback.
safety to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great point. There's probably a lot of positions on the field that he can play.
Blunt up the middle, untouched, and he will get into the end zone. No flags. Touchdown, St. John's.
What I do know is there's going to be a college staff that's going to look really smart by
That's right.
bringing him in, and wherever they put him on the field, he's going to be successful.
And he's also one of those players, one of those athletes who he might go somewhere designated to play a certain position, but that might not be how he ends up. You know, with injuries and the way things go, if he gets a shot, my guess is a player like him, that he gets his shot with the ball in his hands under center at a college these days. They might not want to take that away from him.
Very true. They will definitely want him on the field.
Messenger sending another ball into the woods. Nope, the trees spit it out. That's what you want with your 3-wood. If you hit it into the woods, you want that ball to come squirting out like that.
Do you send that bill to the Messenger family when you can't retrieve them?
I was going to say, I want to see all those come back. It's just one more thing we need to spend money on.
So it's reunion weekend, is that right?
Yes, we had
a reunion weekend.
We had over 200 alum on campus last night. And I think there's 100 or so scheduled to be on campus tonight. And as we were talking at halftime, there is certainly never a dull moment here on Military Road. This campus, it's alive all day, every day.
And for those of you who are out there watching and you have the ability or interest to get out to Olney, Maryland, the Boys and Girls Center, Be Hand Strong fundraiser, family activity. We wish, hopefully they got the game on, watching the Cadets roll out to a 42-13 lead here in the third quarter. But it's a great cause, a great man, close to all our hearts. And so if you're able to get out to Olney and support Be Hand Strong, the only Boys and Girls Center, be sure to do it. I think it's slated to go from 3 to 7. They'll be having fun all night because my understanding is there's a brewery nearby.
Sounds like fun.
Talk about Pat, though, being tough news that he's gotten here recently and what's happened with him.
The community rallying.
Yeah, we, from the moment he told me, the very first thing we talked about was how he's not going to walk this alone. We don't know what the journey looks like, but we are not going to let him walk it by himself, neither his friends and family. We got a lot of things planned already for him coming up this year, and all year long we will be supporting him. Our October 1st game is Pat Behan Day here, Behan Strong Day on campus. The proceeds from the gate and concessions are going to go to him. He's going to be our honorary captain that day.
That's awesome.
We'll have some stuff during the basketball season. We're going to partner with DeMatha. Their community has been rocked by ALS as well. So it's good to see rivals coming together in the WCAC to support each other.
That makes me special, being a DeMatha alum myself.
Yeah, their community were some of the first to reach out to us after the news. I mean, all the WCAC school heads and ADs did. But DeMatha, Dan McMahon at DeMatha reached out to our administration right away and wanted to partner with us to do some things. Yeah.
They don't have those in the manual for you to deal with, right?
No. Yeah, that day he told me he wanted to talk to me for a few minutes. Honestly, I thought he might be taking another job. I knew it was serious, that because he'll text me and say, "Hey, can we talk?" or something quick. But we set up that time to talk that day, so I figured it was something somewhat important.
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was going to be, obviously. But yeah, no, I just know that there's no manual for that, but he's our guy.
Yeah.
He sure is. So many people think of him that way. I know I do. I've had a chance to be up close and personal. He took some time and effort last year to really help my son get initiated into the St. John's community. Worked out with the team and helped him with some managing. And my son got to be up close and personal to him. Also, he got taught history by Pat, and so I've thoroughly enjoyed watching. This ball is going to float in the air, and that'll be an interception. Shamar McIntosh, and he's working his way up the left sideline. We got a flag down. He does not want to go down, and he's trying to stay on his feet, and he will be brought down at the 5, just outside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it may come back a little bit further than that.
Yeah.
Depending on what the flag is.
But it will be St. John's
Block
ball.
in the back.
And it looks like we got a cramp on the backside of the play. We hope that's all that is. That's what it looks like as they're stretching out those calves for a Cadet.
I think it's Trent Brown.
Yeah. And he looks like he might have got his ankle caught up in the receiver when the ball was in the air, based on that replay we just saw. But just to close it out, we're going to be talking about Pat a lot on the air for football season. We can't wait to play a part in supporting him in whatever way that is during the basketball season. And it's times like these when communities show you what they're all about, and the WCAC certainly has historically shown that, and St. John's, having an opportunity to put it on display. Who we are. We always talk about the first C. We're an athletic conference. We are a group of schools, but when you talk about WCAC, the first C is
the most important.
It's the C that matters, and it's the C that we want people to see about who we are and what we're all about. And so, God bless Pat Behan. God bless St. John's, and we're going to walk it together.
Amen. Agreed.
Miles Slade
I'll stroll behind you or beside you.
I know. You weren't gonna let that one go, were you? I just waiting.
It's too easy.
Yeah. I know, and I love it, and I need it. Now, for what's happening on the field right now, we got a big score, and the Pirates are looking to figure something out here. But I'm waiting. You could throw it to Sean Williams in every play. Obviously, there's no doubt about that. But the way that the style that they're playing defense, with that 5 across look, T and Dennis, the quick hitter to number 14 can probably go for a touch just about every time, and I'm waiting for him to call it.
And that little underneath screen out here to him as well.
Yeah.
Get those offensive linemen out in front of him.
Slade, and he's looking for 14, and they're going deep, and he's got him, and it's overthrown. That might have been one of the first. Miles was actually under pressure, and he just got dapped up, or the pass rusher did. Who was that?
Number 28.
Number 28.
Number 19.
Let's say his name, because he got into the backfield there. Do we even have 28 on our roster? Yeah, we do. Saratino.
There's one of those names you were
excited
to say.
I love it. And he made his way in, and number 28 for the Pirates got a little helmet tap by a 6'5", 300-pound offensive lineman. Had a good one there. 2nd and 10. Dejon Riggs in the backfield. 3 wide right. Slade out to the right.
There's a screen.
Greg on the run. He's got the sidelines. Amir Wallace-Jones leading the charge. Touchdown, St. John's.
Yes. You said that earlier, Coach. I mean, with the kind of athlete St. John's has, the way that Tottenville's playing their defense right now, if you can get it on the outside, they can kind of wall it off. They've got them kind of out-leveraged there, and the speed that St. John's has, they just aren't able to reel it in from outside there.
Yeah, you get it in Ace's hands there, and he's got some blockers. That's a tough matchup there.
We talk about the size of this wide receiving core. St. John's has had a good run of receivers. Obviously, you got Rock, DJ last year, a bunch of guys whose names we could say. But the thing about this group is just their size. It jumps right off the field at you. I don't know that I've ever seen a wide receiver group that was this big. And it's been really cool. Amir Wallace-Jones, as Messenger puts another one into the woods. Amir Wallace-Jones was a guy we got a chance to talk about with Pat Ward over the last year as a freshman who was showing up in practice. And Pat Ward would tell us about Amir and say, hey, here's a guy who's probably not going to see the field very much in these big games as a freshman, which he did. He got on the field for specials. And then sure enough, in his sophomore year, all that hard work and really the credit that he was given for being such a great practice player shows up on Saturdays.
And he does a lot of things that, don't show up in the scoring either. I mean, last week he had a couple really nice blocks on a few passes that, coaches see and we see it in film, but it's not going to garner the attention the touchdown does. But that's another young man. Honestly, there's probably a lot of places on the field you could put number 10.
That's right, and he's listed as an athlete, rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, for goodness sake, in my book, Jordan Seaton's an athlete. I know what position he's going to play, but I watch him run. You can't tell me he's not ATH all day. And for the folks watching from around the world, as we like to say, we'll get a running clock here where the difference is 35 points or more. The clock will run. And I believe that will, if the Pirates were to score here and close that gap back up again, the clock would go back to stopping?
I think.
Or it will continue to run?
Yeah, the NFHS rule,
okay.
I'm pretty sure, is once it's 35, it's a running clock.
Okay. That'll be throughout. Shane Messenger will kick things off here. And that'll be a touchback. Pirates ball, 1st and 10 at the 20. And this is when I guess not really in the third quarter, but maybe in the fourth quarter we see Coach Ward starting to put some guys in. This is when you have to hide Adrian Littleton's helmet or David Ojibwe's helmet. Trent Wilson. They don't want to stop playing.
Yeah, they're players. They don't want to come out of the game. But obviously it's good to get other guys in, get them some snaps. We don't want anybody to get hurt in a game that's somewhat out of hand. And
talk a little bit about what St. John's has over the next couple of weeks before WCAC play starts.
Sure. Next weekend we are traveling up to Springfield, Mass. to take on Springfield Central High School. Should be a good matchup, and again another opportunity for us to travel a little bit. And we talk about it being a business trip,
sure,
right? But it's good to put our guys under a little bit of the microscope and test them a little bit in a travel game. And then we come home after that and play Cedar Grove from Georgia here at home, which will be a great matchup. And then we get into WCAC action with Mcguire.
Great push up the middle, like Edwards in the middle of that defensive line. Looks like Muhammad was able to get out to the left of that, though.
I brought this up earlier when we were talking about Coach Neville from Tottenville and the trip that they've made coming down to D.C. and everything. And he said, if kids make lifetime friends and a lifetime of memories, I've done my job. I thought that was a great quote from Coach. As an administrator, too, yes, wins are important. Getting kids to play at the next level is important. But let's remember this is high school, right? And they need to make lifelong friends and lifelong memories. And hats off to you guys as administrators and coaches trying to provide all that for these kids.
Yeah, it's a great experience. I mean, look, they came down here, again, take a trip. The bonding that happens on those trips is awesome. Expose your kids to a place. Maybe they've never been to Washington, D.C.
Yep.
We've had trips in the past where we're taking kids to an airport and we're realizing it's the first time they've been on an airplane.
Yeah.
So, those kinds of experiences are wonderful. And again, they're testing their team here, and I'm sure they're going to go back and give their league some trouble.
Without a doubt.
If they go back and other teams in their league see they put 13 up on St. John's, they're going to go, uh-oh.
Absolutely. They better be watching the film of these guys, too. They do a lot of different stuff.
Yes, they do.
Inamorado calling the play here. Looks like number one there, the personal protector.
Oh, it's 4th down.
It's
all
4th
right.
down again. 4th and short, so 4th and manageable. But they are going to get the kick away, and it's going to be fielded uncleanly.
Oh, he missed it.
And I believe that was Rob Stewart, the junior DB, who jumped on that ball.
And got on it at the end. Yeah.
That might be one we talk about afterwards. Leave that alone. No sense in giving them the ball back there.
And I believe we're going to have one play here to close out the third. We'll see if that's the way things shake when the clock is kept on the field. Sometimes we aren't sure exactly where we sit.
It's also nice, opportunity for some of the younger kids to get in there, get some reps, see what they can do, build the program, get some depth.
Yeah, there's a few guys in already. I'm sure after this possession or at the start of the fourth, we'll get some other guys in as well.
Yeah, I can already see Jordan Seaton's out. Most of the starting line is out.
Yep. I actually thought I saw Miller Gear, the senior backup quarterback, loosening up the shoulder potentially. That'll be it after 3 quarters of play from Fernandez Stadium here at St. John's. The Cadets up 49-13 over the Pirates. It was our pleasure and honor to have Dennis Hart, join us for an entire quarter play. Let's make this a tradition.
This is awesome. Thank you guys so much.
We're going to kick Ricka right out here on the regular.
Oh, don't. You're going to get me in trouble. St. John's World.
Oh, yeah, the one cadet.
Golden
I'm
Boy
not going
out.
to let you off the hook. I want cheesesteaks.
Okay, there you go.
Because that's where you're from.
Correct. I did not.
You need to I'll be your Padawan. You teach me the true way to do it.
I will show you the ways.
Okay. All right.
That's the deal.
That's what I'm really interested in.
Just got deep.
Fair.
Just got deep over here. Oh, we're also working with Brad Ripito. He's been out of position for at least three or four
he's missed 2 today.
PAT catches. Yeah, he's got a position. He's got to do a better job.
He's been a little too social down there today.
He really
He's
has.
chatting it up a little bit.
He's got to focus.
Come on, Brad.
You got to get him back in. But Dennis, hey man, thank you so much one more time.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thanks for all you do
man.
for St. John's, but obviously also the WCAC. It's a great blessing and a great partnership. So thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Look at this defense.
I tell you what, they just don't stop showing you different things. Ruskovich with the catch. He's on the move. It's going to be first down for the Cadets.
Thank you guys very much.
Thanks, Dennis.
Take care, Dennis.
First and 10. Isaiah French, the quarterback in now for the St. John's Cadets. And you're right there, T. We're going to get some looks here. You know, they might be backup offensive linemen, but they don't look like backups. They got starting size.
I don't recognize the numbers. That's it.
Yeah.
I just didn't recognize all the numbers.
That play will be blown dead as Jason Woods, the sophomore, he thought he had the corner there. False start, drop it.
You know, Jason's upset because he doesn't usually get the opportunities, right? He wants to show what he can do. Look at him saying, "Come on, me again, me again, me again."
Let's go. Yeah, him and Blunt both in the backfield. First and 15. 10.5 to go here in this game. And they're going to get him again. Now you're going to start to see another false start by St. John's. And again, this is what happens. You're working in young guys, working in guys who are cold, off the bench, don't see a lot of reps during games. And a great opportunity. They might not be starters on Saturday, but I know they'll be getting attention, starter attention from Coach Ward in practice this week.
Oh no! All these guys got to be ready. When it gets to WCAC play, that's a whole different ball game, right? And, you know, you've got a lot of football to play between now and when that starts. And when that starts, it's physical.
Yep.
And you're going to have guys go down. So you got to get all your guys ready, right? You got to get your backups, got to give them reps, got to give them experience out there.
French, he gets it to Jason, and Jason's on the run, and they'll get the penalty yardage back, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Jason Woods with the catch. French under pressure there. This Pirate defensive line. You know what? We got a player down for the Pirates, so we'll get a number on that. This is the onside kick attempt. Looks like hopefully just a cramp. Coach Neville said on the phone the other night, T, and he said it multiple times. He doesn't want his kids to take backward steps. You know, that he talks about putting your foot in the ground, calling the play in, and and not being pushed around. And the score is the score. We kind of understand how this game's going to end up, but I think the folks from Staten Island take a lot of pride in a lot of the individual plays that did get made today.
Well, not only that, look, they got pushed around because it's a law of physics, right? I mean, size, speed is something. But I almost guarantee you, if you go up to each one of these St. John's Cadet kids, players, and say, what was it like playing against them? They were like, man, they're tough. They did not stop. They kept coming and kept punching back, and they did not give up. And that's what I've seen in this Tottenville team.
I love that we're still saying Tottenham.
I know.
It's okay. Blunt, left side. He spins through the secondary, and he's brought down to the 10-yard line where it will be 1st and goal. We'll see what that referee's foot is. But I'm going to call it 1st and goal from the 10. And we do have Mcguire, the senior backup quarterback, getting a chance to take some snaps here for the Cadets. And I always like that. I mean, it's an opportunity.
Well, some people will say, why is the senior playing backup, third string? He may actually play football at the next level.
He may actually, for St. John's. And he looks for a couple of different ways to get rid of the ball before being sacked. And once again, that's our guy, number 28, Santino Saracino. He got home, and he's down on the field. We'll see what that's about. Hopefully he's okay. St. John's staff out there first.
He's cramping up. It's hot out there.
It is. And
we got a nice tent, little breeze.
It's always hotter on that field, obviously. These players have been gutting through it all day, too. They have a short bench. We've been watching the Pirate players, dealing with cramps throughout this game. Fourth quarter, it hurts a little bit more.
While we have a minute, one of the other things Coach told us, we didn't get confirmation of whether it happened or not, but one of the perks he was hoping to pull out for the kids is coming down here and having an opportunity to meet up with Gus Edwards, the running back from the Baltimore Ravens, alumnus of Tottenville High School, played there. Hopefully they got a chance to do that, but we had some other guys on here, Ken. We looked it up. Joe Andruzzi, NFL offensive lineman, 3-time Super Bowl champion, also an alum. Adewale Agunlie, NFL defensive lineman from 2000 2010. They've got some history here.
Yep.
At this school, and hopefully Gus got a chance to meet up with these kids and give them a little bit of a talk and inspiration and say, hey, I was once where you were. Look where I am now. And pretty cool.
Second and goal from the 15. Blunt makes some guys miss. Stiff arm. He gets inside the 5. He's going to be dropped the 3-yard line. And it'll be third and goal. Mcguire running this offense for Coach Ward. Good balance there. McClure was able to bring him down, save a touchdown. Got a lot of new faces out there. My roster ready. Let's see where this ball is going to end up. It's on the ground. And here will be dropped. And that sack will go to, looks like Sanad Al-Mawadi. I don't know if I got that. Hopefully I got that name right. But
no, that was a heck of an effort.
Thank you.
Good try.
I know he got home on that play.
One of the Tottenville kids to keep an eye on right now. He did not start, although Coach says that he's going to be one of the kids. You may be hearing his name later on. He's also a freshman.
That's right.
Chase Thompson, number 22, defensive lineman. Coach says he has the upside to be probably the next big Division I recruit coming out of the program.
Yeah, he said they've already had some situations where some coaches noticed him. Get her to throw. Incomplete pass intended for Chase Pankey, the sophomore wide receiver. And it's a turnover on downs. And the Pirates will take over 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line.
That's a win for the Pirates.
Absolutely. 2 sacks on that drive.
One the defense could finally feel really good about.
Under 6 to play. And we're going to get another look here. The freshman quarterback's back on the field, Mcguire. Justin Mcguire directing traffic now, joining the backfield by number 24, Jaden Torres. Looking to throw. He's getting out to the right, and he will be dropped. And let's see who gets that sack. We'll get a number on that trade.
43.
That was Tariq Boney. the freshman, 230-pound defensive end.
230-pound defensive end.
6'2".
Freshman.
It's tough when you're looking to get maybe a little bit of a break by not having to play against David Ojibwe and Adrian Littleton, and in comes a 6'2", 230-pound beast of a freshman. Second and long. Handoff. Tyshawn Bent. He's been running hard all day long. Number 4. He brought his hard hat today.
I'm impressed with these kids. I'm impressed with the fact they came down here. They didn't shy. You know, they're down 49-13, but if you didn't look at the score, you watch the way that these kids are playing right now, you wouldn't know it was that big of a difference.
3rd and 11. Tyshawn with another carry. He picks his way through. Gets to about the 20-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 2.5 long yards. Call it 3.
Yeah, people talk about finishing forward, but finishing forward in a 4th down of a game that's out of hand, it's hot and everything, and he's still, look at this, gets downhill, uses his speed, puts down that shoulder. That's the way to finish, young man.
I think we might have a situation where I thought they were going to maybe burn a timeout at the last second. Clock being kept on the field. Yep, he let it go all the way down, and then he took a timeout there. Okay, so they wanted milk the play clock. 3:17 here to go in the game, and they'll dial something up. Now this is 4th and manageable. You know, you don't necessarily need to go that super deep into the bag of tricks.
I am not playing chess against Coach Neville.
No.
Ever. This man has come in here with a great game plan, with the tools that he has to use with these kids, and more times than not, when he's called a timeout and gotten them together for a big play that they need, he's dialed up something right, and they've gotten it. I mean, time after time after time. So if I were St. John's, I'd be a little worried right now what they're trying to cook up over there on the other sidelines.
And you know, George, the special teams coach for the Pirates, I said, and shout out anyone at home, and he said, my wife, let her know we're thinking about him back home. So shout out to George's wife, the special teams coordinator. And you know what? Hey, specials have been special today for the Pirates. So you earned that shout out today.
That's right.
And it's going to be a turnover on downs as the Cadets take over 1st and 10 just outside the 20. We got a lot of excitement. You can see this is another just aspect of high school sports. You even see it in college too, when you got these upperclassmen starters, and nothing makes them happier than to see guys who they beat up in practice during the week when they're getting ready for the big one. The guys that they're beating up 5 days a week, to watch them get a chance to go in and play some ball, even if it's victory formation, even if it's just a running play. I'm looking down on the sidelines. I'm seeing some pretty big smiles here from junior and senior starters. We'll see what they dial up here. 1st and 10, just over 2 minutes to go in the game here. Aiden Austin, the junior tailback, in for the Cadets. And
I think
false start, little sloppiness.
I think it's going to be illegal formation. Oh, it is false start.
Yeah, look like a couple Cadets were on the move.
I thought they were going to
a
get the
little
tackle too far in the backfield, but.
Definitely a smaller look for this Cadets team, except still not so much at left tackle or left guard. There's the snap. There's the give. Aiden will be dropped for a loss.
Ooh,
they whistled that ball dead.
They did.
There's no challenge here in high school football. His forward progress was definitely stopped, though. Second and about 18 for this offense, and we'll see at what point we'll call it quits. Well, at this point, though, T, you could expect a victory formation at any given time, but really, these players,
one more of these young kids wants a shot.
You want them to have an, eliminate the false starts, eliminate the formation problems. Show a little bit of crispness, and here we go.
That's probably going to be it.
They're going to run back to the line of scrimmage. It's Chase Pankey. I thought that was Chase Pankey with the ball. No, I had that wrong. That was Reese Williams.
Pat's going to call off the dogs.
The sophomore. And that'll do it here at St. John's on what was an absolutely gorgeous day of high school football. We welcomed the Tottenville Pirate folks down. We wish them a safe travel home. And after 4 quarters to play, Coach Pat Ward and the St. John's Cadets 49, Coach Brian Neville and his Pirates 13. On behalf of Tim Strachan, I'm Ken Meringolo, First Amendment Sports. We're proud to bring you this WCAC football game. We will see you again soon. Thanks, everybody.